I'm Doug Coy. I'm here with Phil Terrigno, head coach of Rugby United New York's Academy program. You're here today to tell us about the Academy.
Thanks for chatting, Doug. It's much appreciated. I just had to grab some water quickly. That was a thriller there at the end. Quite exciting stuff for the boys in their first run out. I'll give you the Reader's Digest version of what we're doing. Okay, this is less of a formal academy setup than it is an assembly side. So we have tracked these players since about November. We've had 3 talent ID camps where we saw them, and we also followed them in their individual competitions. We identified a player pool of 60 players. We brought 40 of them into camp, which was held this week. We had 3 sessions, and we played today the match against Brooklyn Rugby Club, which you just witnessed, which we won 22-17. Now, in the weeks leading up to us getting together here and playing on the weekend, the players were onboarded. Okay, so this is comparable to them playing for the Collegiate All-Americans or the USA Selects or USA A or another high-level assembly team. So what does the onboarding mean? They were basically taught everything about what it means to be a Rooney player. Part 1 of the onboarding was they had all our materials for the Rooney culture items and then also the Rooney positional requirements. So what do Mike Tolkien and Keith Lensing deem as the main positional requirements for 1 through 15 on the pitch? So we started with that. The second item is what would a typical Rooney pregame warm-up look like, with short 30 to 45 second videos of how the senior team prepares and warms up for a match. And we did a lot of those things today, so they got to watch those videos before they came here today. The third item was the video library was built out where they were able to watch how the pro players at their positions train. So for instance, we broke down all the scrum training footage from the one-on-one warm-ups to the 2v1s, the 3v1s, to the tight 5s, to the 8v8s. Then with the backs, we looked at how the strike moves were rehearsed and also the counterattacks, how that was rehearsed as well. So the players in an amateur setting got a dose of what professionalism looks like in rugby. So for that, I'm really grateful to work with them. And I think a big thanks is due to James Kennedy and James English for investing in the infrastructure to do this, because obviously it's resources in terms of time and personnel to make this happen. And we had like over a dozen colleges represented here and some high schools as well, which was really exciting stuff. So that's the nuts and bolts of what we're doing.
Thank you for spending time with us and sharing that information. Is there anything coming up in the future with the Academy side?
We're planning a joint assembly and training with the Collegiate All-Americans. That would be during their East Coast camp. The details of that haven't been finalized, but that's something that we've discussed, and I think it's quite important for us to continue to get really good high-level competition. In terms of what the future holds, I can't say certainly. I could definitely see something happening with New York, Toronto, DC, and Boston, all doing like a U20s or U23s competition, or perhaps just calling it the Academy setup. I think that's something, for instance, in South Africa, the Curry Cup U19s, that operates really, really well. But that's kind of been the basis of my coach education, was spending time in the Curry Cup, and I've seen how the academies work, how they're structured, and then also how the age grade teams play comparable to the senior teams. That's what we tried to do here. We tried to mimic the Rooney style of play in both attack and defense. You saw pieces of it, which I was really proud of. Quite challenging, but if we assemble a bit more, I think you'd see it a bit more tighter because the players can do it.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thanks, Doug. All the best. Thank you.